thank you all for inviting us to speak with you today. We're really excited to show you the ways that our team supports data science educators and program leaders such as yourselves. So I'm Dr. Lori Downen. I'm a program manager as part of the Academic Innovation and Strategy team at SAS, where I have the pleasure of working with faculty on the advancement of analytics and data science education. I'm joined by Dr. Cheryl Cass, who's a fellow program manager and an adjunct associate professor at North Carolina State University. So Cheryl will be supporting Q&A via chat, or I guess in this case, Etherpad, whatever is easiest for folks. So feel free to ask questions that way during the presentation. And then I will try to keep this relatively short so we have time to answer questions afterward as well. And a little bit about my background. I'm actually a fairly new member of the SAS academic programs team. Before this, I was working on my PhD in nuclear astrophysics at UNC Chapel Hill. So this is a little bit of a left turn for me, if you will, but it's been a really satisfying experience. And I think that with as many people who have done sort of a traditional academic route into a PhD and finishing, and then finding that the academic market is a little bit different than it was maybe a decade or so ago, this type of pivot to data science and incorporating that earlier into education is really important. All right. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the work that our team does, our primary mission is to support faculty and students by aligning skill development to industry demand. So we draw on labor market data from sources like MZ and US labor market statistics to understand the current demand for analytics and SAS skill and to guide the development of academic resources. To connect students with SAS customers for internships and full-time employment, SAS academic programs launched a collaboration with Handshake, which is an early career talent platform for any of you who aren't familiar with it. And it's used by over 550,000 employers, including 100% of the Fortune 500 companies. Students can create a profile on Handshake for free, regardless of whether or not the school uses the platform more broadly. And we also advise SAS customers on best practices for engaging with academic programs and recruiting early career talent with SAS skill. So this is an example of labor market data pulled from MZ, showing that there were over 66,000 unique job postings seeking SAS skill in the Southern Census region over the last year, despite the impact of the pandemic. Additionally, higher than regional average posting intensity and duration means basically that employers were having to work harder than average to fill these positions. And that shows us that the need for SAS skill is strong. I'd like to talk next about the free comprehensive support that we provide to faculty members for the learning and teaching of SAS. So this includes everything from free software for teaching and learning, extensive opportunities for educator training and workshop, curriculum consultations to support the integration of SAS into the classroom, and joint academic programs called SAS Academic Specializations that I'll talk a bit more in detail in a minute. So I think we all know that SAS software access is really important. In the case of SAS software access, we feel that it ensures faculty members can gain the experience that they need to teach SAS effectively, and that students acquire the hands-on skills that they need to succeed in their courses, but also further in their careers as well. So we offer two educational software platforms, On Demand for Academics and Via for Learners, to the academic community at no charge. Both of the platforms are cloud-based, so they only require an internet connection to use, and they're very accessible. On Demand for Academics is the sort of SAS classic software offering, if you will. It includes SAS Studio, which I think is probably a pretty familiar interface to anybody. If you opened it up, it looks like a normal programming interface, but it has the capability to work as sort of a point and click programming tool as well, meaning that you can write and edit code without knowing the syntax first. And Via for Learners is SAS's next generation software. It's a full technology stack with a variety of interfaces. It can be used for programming, visualization, interactive model building, and more. It also has full open source integration, meaning that Python and R are pre-configured to run alongside SAS technology so that the tool can really handle all three languages. So other than software, all the other resources that SAS academic programs provides to educators and students can be found in the Academic Hub. We recently relaunched the educator portal of the Academic Hub, which is shown here. And it provides everything that instructors need to integrate SAS into their curriculum, and all of it is completely free. So it includes things like ready to go classroom activities, as well as over 100 teaching kits that you can use as is or modify to suit your courses, free e-learning courses and support content such as tutorials and webinars, varied educator workshops, everything from point and click SAS programming, like I just spoke about, all the way to deep dives into neural networks. And they're offered throughout the year and over sort of a variety of schedules to better suit the, I think, sometimes pretty hectic faculty schedule. And additionally, we have materials in the educator portal that you could use to help prepare students for becoming SAS certified. So things like exam content guides, practice exams, and exam discounts. So the SAS Academic Specialization Program is our way of recognizing the significant inclusion of SAS in an academic program in order to help make connections between graduates with SAS skill and SAS customers who are looking for early career talent. So to date, we have formal programs with more than 200 institutions in the US and more than 340 institutions globally. And we provide a number of benefits to academic programs that establish a specialization over and above sort of what we provide broadly to the academic audience. So for example, to academic specialization programs, we can supply speakers to deliver specialized faculty training. And if you had a particular interest in upskilling faculty members for certain classes, we can help with that. We can provide guest lectures for your courses or the like. For those interested in encouraging SAS certification in their programs, we provide substantial discounts on virtual certification exams and support for convenient, economical on-campus exams for students. And to draw the attention of SAS customers seeking early career talent, we provide access to SAS customers for talent connections through Handshake, like I mentioned earlier, and students can show off the SAS skill that they've gained through academic specializations on social media using the academic specialization badge, which looks a bit like this. So this is an example of a SAS academic specialization badge awarded through Credly. It features joint branding between SAS and the academic program that has a specialization, and it can be shared on social media. You can see here there's skill tagging, and that allows SAS customers to find programs that align with their early career talent needs. So this particular badge is produced for a specialization in data analytics as part of the Master of Science in Analytics program at the Mays Business School of Texas A&M University. But I like to emphasize that we work with a wide variety of academic institutions across many different disciplines. So we are as happy to support the advancement of analytics education by partnering with a continuing education program like Emory University's Coding Bootcamp, as well as something like a post-baccalaureate program at a large public institution like the Specialization in Health Data Analysis at the University of Maryland School of Health. So next, let me walk you through sort of the process of setting up an academic specialization. So the first thing, regardless of sort of where you are technology-wise, whether or not you're using SAS, is to email academic@sas.com to be connected with the program manager for your region. So if you're new to SAS, for example, and want help building SAS into your program, we can help you find alignment between your current curriculum and some of the resources that we provide at SAS, and maybe what technologies would work for your program as well. Once you've integrated SAS into your curriculum, you would share your course syllabi with us, and we would basically review it to make sure that the courses meet a few program requirements. The requirements have basically just been chosen so that we feel confident directing our customers to students from a particular program for a particular need that needs to be fulfilled at that SAS customer. The key requirement is a minimum of 6 credit hours of required courses where SAS is taught 50% of the time. There are a couple other relatively minor requirements related to, say, using SAS in graded assignments and making students aware of SAS certification and resources, usually in a syllabus. And we can help identify existing resources that can be used to fulfill those requirements. Academic programs meeting the criteria for a specialization would then sign a simple MOU that allows organizations to use logos for the promotion of the program. So for example, SAS uses the institution logo in the development of the specialization badge, like the Texas A&M badge I just showed on the last slide, and that would be awarded to students who complete the required courses. We also support program efforts to get academics SAS certified. So taking SAS certification exams helps students validate their skills and increase their value to a prospective employer. You can choose a SAS certification across many different subjects, including programming, data management, and analytics, just to name a few. And according to a recent survey of certification value, the most popular certification with academics, the SAS Certified Specialist in Base Programming, led to a full-time employment rate of nearly 97% and an annual salary approaching $100,000. The SAS academic programs offers discounted certification exams to academics and even deeper discounts to programs with a SAS academic specialization. As part of a specialization, students could take a certification exam on campus and get certified for $25. So I hope you found our presentation informative. If you're interested in integrating SAS into your curriculum, or even if you have any questions at all, there are a couple things that we would recommend. So the first thing that we recommend is that you set up a SAS profile and request access to the educator portal of the Academic Hub. Take some time, explore resources, or join us for a free educator workshop. And then if there's any way at all that we can support you, if you want to move forward with a specialization, or if you just have any questions, contact academic@sas.com to get connected with your program managers.